Previously on Game Gengo.
証明してもらおう。
直撃したらただじゃ済まない。急げ、脱出だ。
Hello everyone and welcome to Game Gengo, episode 10. So this is the final episode for chapter 1 and we are now getting the hell out of this Maker reactor before it blows up. In this episode we are going to be covering over 30 new words and also we're going to be looking at the nai to ikenai grammar. So let's get into the video.
急げ、脱出だ。
ベッジが逃げ道を確保してる。全力で戻れ。
大丈夫か。
うかつ、足が挟まって。サンキュー。
おい、あそこで合流だ。ジェシーを頼んだぞ。
こっちこっち。ここ行けばバレットと合流できるはず。出口はこっち、急いで。急いで急いで。
黙って登れ。その方が楽だ。
そっか。ってダメ。喋ってないと焦る。
好きにしろ。
バレット。
先に行け、ジェシー。扉開けんのが優先だ。
でも。
こっちは問題ね。ソルジャー様が一緒だ。
もっとソルジャー見つけたぞ。しま
あいつらと合流する。早くここから出る。
立てるか。
助けてもらおうと思ってわざと転んでみたの。
迫真の演技だったよ。
グライド。さすが。さあ走ろう。
ジが逃げ道を確保してる。
Alright, so it's time to get out of here. So we're making our way out of the Mako reactor, and Barrett says to Cloud that Wedge is securing the escape route. And so he says, Wedge ga nigemichi o kakuhou shiteiru. So if you remember, Wedge was actually securing an escape route in the previous episode. So while we were planting the bomb and fighting the Scorpion, he was figuring out how to escape. And so that's what Barrett is saying here. Wedge ga nigemichi o kakuhou shiteiru.
全力で戻れ。
Okay, so Barrett wants us to escape as quickly as possible, so he says zenryoku de modore. So zenryoku, zen means everything, and then ryoku is power or strength. So zenryoku is like with all of your might, with all of your strength. De, so that means with all of your strength, zenryoku de modore. So modore means to return or to go back. So modore is then the imperative form of modoru, which means to go back. So he's saying, go back with all of your might. Zenryoku de modore.
大丈夫か
Well, this is a nice and easy one. So Jessie seems to have gotten her leg trapped in one of these big steel girders, and Cloud goes to rescue her, and he says, 大丈夫か? So 大丈夫 means all right or okay. So here it's a very common expression to ask if someone's okay. If you say, 大丈夫? 大丈夫ですか? And so he's saying 大丈夫ですか, but he's just getting rid of the polite des, and he's just saying 大丈夫か? So it's kind of a casual way of saying, are you okay? He could just say 大丈夫?
うかつ足が挟まって
うかつ足が挟まって So ukatsu means to be careless or stupid. So she's saying, I was careless. I let this happen, right? Ashi ga hasamatte. So ashi here is her legs. Now ashi could mean your legs or your foot. Very confusing. And then hasamaru means to get trapped or get kind of caught in between something. So when you have these two areas and you get trapped in between, that's hasamaru, right? You might be in between two people and then that's hasamaru. And so she's saying that her leg has been carelessly trapped. So ukatsu ashi ga hasamatte. And so she says ukatsu first to kind of just show that she's really regretting it. She's like, how stupid. And then she says ashi ga hasamatte. So it's not hasamatta, which is the past form, and it's not hasamaru, it's the te form, which means it's kind of continuous. The sentence hasn't yet finished. It kind of has that impression. So she's like, my leg's stuck. So the English translation and the Japanese translation here shows some very different personality differences between the localization of the two languages. So in the Japanese version, she has a lot of self-blame. She says that she was ukatsu, she's so careless, and she's saying about how her leg's stuck. But in the English version, she's a little bit more powerful country girl trying to actually get Cloud to help. Come on, help me. And so she says, do I look okay? Very sarcastic and rude. Help a girl out, would you? And so it's kind of expecting Cloud to actually help. Now in the Japanese, none of that personality is there. Actually, it's more self-blame. But in the English, it's a little bit more powerful and strong. And so this scene is actually exactly the same as the original Japanese version. The language is 100% the exact same. So we have Cloud asking if she's okay with daijoubu, and then Jessie saying ukatsu ashi ga hasamatte, and so showing that she's clumsy, showing that she's careless, and that she's got her legs stuck, and then Cloud helping her. So it's exactly the same scene. And so in the Japanese and the English version, this clumsiness is very, very different. In the Japanese version, she's very clumsy, but in the English version, they've kind of added a more of a kind of flirtatious personality. She's a little bit stronger-willed, she says what she wants, she's a little bit more bossy, and she's definitely showing a lot more interest in Cloud than the Japanese, where she's just kind of playful and clumsy. Thank you! And so here she's saying thank you in katakana English. Thank you. So very common in Japan to actually kind of use English words and then just have a Japanese pronunciation using katakana to mean often the similar thing, sometimes meaning something completely different. But here it's just like thank you, thank you. So in the English translation, she actually says, my hero. So it's a little bit strange. They're definitely piling on the flirt in the English version rather than the Japanese. In the Japanese, she just says thanks, but in English, she's actually saying, oh, you're my hero. So it's adding a little bit more to the character and personality. And, you know, that's an interesting thing to do. A lot of the time, the Japanese translation is just tomare, stop. But in English, they add more. They say halt, or, you know, kind of making it a little bit more interesting, the language. So it's, you know, good job.
おい、あそこで合流だ。ジェシーを頼んだぞ。
Hey, we'll meet up over there. Take after Jesse. So oi is just hey, and then asoko de goryu da. So asoko over there, asoko de means at the place where we're going to be doing the goryu. So goryu here is kind of joining up of groups. It can mean a union, coming together, joining up, linking up, merging. So that kind of image of kind of coming together. So over there, asoko de goryu da, we'll come together. Jesse o taronda zo. So Jesse o means something's going to happen with Jesse, and then we have tanomu. Now tanomu is used to make a request, to ask someone to do something, or also to just say that you're entrusting someone or something to someone. And so if you say a person o tanomu, it's showing that you're wanting the person you're talking to take care of that person, right? So Jesse o tanomu, please take care of Jesse. And so he says, Jesse o tanonda zo. Now it has it in the past form because it's showing that he's already made the decision. He's already left the job to Cloud to take care of Jesse. So it's not a decision that he's making. He's already made the decision. That's why it's tanonda zo. So, oi, asoko de goryu da. Jesse o tanonda zo. Hey, we'll join up over there. Take care of Jesse.
ここ行けばバレットと合流できるはず。
And so Jesse says that if we go this way, we should be able to meet up with Barrett. So ここを行けばバレットと合流できるはず. So first, ここを行けば. ここ is here. 行けば means if you go. So 行く means to go. ば is the hypothetical form. So if you go, ここを. Now it has the or particle showing that if you go this road, if you go this route, if you take this route down the ladder, ここを行けば, if you go down here, バレットと合流できるはず. バレットと means with Barrett. 合流 means join up. できる means you can, so you can meet up with Barrett, and then she's making it a little bit less certain with this hazu. So hazu is a really useful grammar point that you use at the end of sentences to show that you believe something to be true, or that something should be a certain way. So the certainty is a little bit less. If she said dekiru, that means that you definitely can, but dekiru hazu means that you should be able to. Now, this kanji at the top is actually really rare. You don't need to know this kanji. Usually, they, like almost 100% of the time, they do not use the kanji in a sentence. So something hazu, this kanji is not used. However, if you're interested, this is what the kanji is for hazu. Now, I'm sure that even some Japanese people may not be familiar with this kanji, so you don't need to learn this kanji, but that's just what it is. So, ここを行けばバレットと合流できるはず. If you go this way, you should be able to meet up with Barrett. Now, the English translation has said this route should lead us straight to Barrett. Probably. So they've done a really good job here in the English translation showing that it's not 100%, that it is uncertain with that probably at the end. So, take this road, go straight to Barrett. Probably.
出口はこっち。急いで。
So we take the path down the ladder, and then Jesse says, Deguchi wa kochi, isoide. So the exit is this way, hurry up. So the one piece of new language we have here is deguchi. So de, this is to leave, to exit, deru. And then guchi here is kind of a mouth or an opening. So it means the opening, the exit opening. Now this is a very common word whenever you're at a station. If you want to know how to get out of the station, like, look for this kanji, deguchi. It means the exit. Now, there'll often be many exits, but that's another story. So, deguchi wa kochi, isoide. The exit is this way, hurry up. Now, in the English version, they've said, I think I see an exit, come on. Now, they didn't use that exact language, but it's kind of having the same overall meaning. Just, I think I see an exit. I think it's this way. So adding some uncertainty.
急いで急いで。
黙って登れ。その方が楽だ。
And so Jessie's being really impatient. She's like, hurry up, hurry up. But Cloud's not having any of it. He says, shut up and climb. It's going to be easier that way. So, damatte nobore. Damatte, as we've already previously seen, means to shut up. Nobore is the imperative form of noboru, which means to climb. So he's saying just shut up and climb the ladder. Damatte nobore. Sono ho ga raku da. So sono ho means that way. So this is a very common expression. Sono ho, kono ho. It means that way, this way. It's often used to show a comparison between two things. So if you have an option, right, this way or that way, right? So sono ho ga raku. And raku means simple or easy or kind of comfortable. So here he's saying that way is much better for me. It's much more relaxing. It's much less difficult for me. Sono ho ga raku da. So, damatte nobore. Sono ho ga raku da. Shut up and climb. That's going to be much easier for me. And so in the English translation, he just says, shut up and climb. You are not helping. So this not helping part is just showing that the way you're doing it is not helping me. Like if I had two options and you chose the way to make it difficult for me or easy for me, you've chosen the difficult one by talking. So, damatte.
そっか。ってダメ。喋ってないと焦る。
Oh, is that so? It's no good. If I'm not talking, I get impatient. Sokka means, oh, is that so? Sokka. So, so desu ka? And then it's kind of contracted into sokka. So, oh, is that so? Te dame. So she's saying that, oh, is that the case? Actually, it doesn't matter. It's no good. Te dame. So she's quoting the sokka that she said, and then she's saying that doesn't matter. It's no good. Dame. Shabete nai to aseru. So this is actually a really useful piece of grammar that we're going to be focusing on in this lesson. And so something nai to means that if I don't do this, something is going to happen. What's going to happen? Aseru. So shabete nai to, shabete nai, not talking, to. So you don't talk and then aseru. So this to is showing that if this happens, the next thing will happen. Shabete nai to aseru. I'm going to get flustered, I'm going to get in a hurry, I'm going to feel impatient. So the literal translation is, it's no good. If I'm not talking, I get impatient. Or in the English translation, they've said, it keeps me focused, I'll freak out if I don't talk. So it's exactly the same, just worded differently, that she feels comfortable talking and that she needs to do it, even if it kind of pisses off Cloud.
バレット。
先に行けジェシー
You go on ahead, Jesse. Saki ni ike, Jesse. So saki ni means ahead, saki ni ike means go ahead, and Jesse is Jesse. So he's just saying, go on ahead, leave me behind, it doesn't matter, just go on. Saki ni ike. Now in the English translation he says, I've got you covered. Now that's a pretty common thing to say if you're wanting someone to move and you're like, don't worry about it, I got you covered, you go on ahead. Saki ni ike, Jesse.
扉開けんのが優先だ
Opening the door is first priority. So, tobira aken no ga yusen da. Now, tobira, we've seen previously, means door or gate. Aken here is the slang again version of akeru, which means to open. Akeru, shimeru, akeru, but aken. So, akeru, aken. That's a very common way of kind of that ru turns into a sound when you're being really slang and casual. So, tobira aken no ga. So, the thing of opening the door. Tobira akeru no ga. This no ga is showing that what you just said is the thing you're talking about. Tobira akeru no ga, the thing of opening the door, yusen da, is priority. So opening the door is first priority, and so he's saying go on ahead, find us a door, we need to open that door. That's the most important thing right now. Tobira aken no ga yusen da.
こっちは問題ねソルジャー様が一緒だ
And so Barrett says, it's not a problem. I've got Mr. Soldier here with me. Mondai ne, no problem, we already know that. But here, Soruja-sama ga issho da. So two pieces of new information. We have sama, which is kind of showing an honorific. If you say someone's name and then sama afterwards, it's the equivalent in English is Mr. something. So if it was me, Matto-sama, it would be Mr. Matt. However, it's also kind of just showing that you're putting someone up in honorifics. Now here, Barrett is actually using it sarcastically. So he's saying, oh, big shot Mr. Soldier, right? So this sama here is, he's giving a kind of fake honorific to Cloud and saying that, you know, I got no problem, I got this special guy with me. Soruja-sama ga issho da. So issho means together with. So issho ni yarimashou means let's do something together. So issho ni, issho, together. So, 問題ねえ、soldier 様が一緒だ. It's no problem, I've got Mr. Soldier here with me. Now, in the English translation, they've just said, I've got Soldier Boy with me. Now, this is interesting. So, it's probably the correct way to do it, because if you said Mr. Soldier, well, Mr. Soldier has a similar approach where you're kind of putting someone down. You say, Mr. Hotshot here, right? You're kind of saying that someone's, Mr. Perfect, right? Not really perfect. You're just saying that, they're trying to give off the air of perfection. You're kind of putting them down. And so does boy, something boy, soldier boy, he's putting him down. So using different language to get across the same message that he is saying, or Mr. Hotshot here, Mr. Soldier is together with me, it's no problem.
急げ、あいつらと合流すんぞ。
Hurry up, we gotta go meet up with the others. 急げ, hurry, あいつらと合流すんぞ. So, あいつら, we've seen あいつ and こいつ. It's kind of a way of saying this guy, that guy. It can be derogatory. He's here saying あいつら. Now we've also seen the ra, which is a way of turning something into a plural. So あいつら means those guys. So instead of that guy, あいつ, it's あいつら, those guys. So he's talking about the team members, あいつらと合流すんぞ. So あいつらと together with those guys, 合流する. We are going, or we need to, meet up with those guys. And so this last little bit, sunzo, is just a slang way of saying suru yo. So just, we're gonna do it. We've got to do it, right? Suru yo. So let's do it.
早くここから出ねえとな。
We've got to get out of here fast. So 早くここから出ねえとな. 早く means fast, do something quickly. ここから is from here. ここから from here. 早くここから quickly from here. 出ねえと. So 出ねえと is actually 出ないと. Now we actually previously saw it a couple of sentences ago, which means that you have to do something. If you do something, something else is going to happen. Now here, he hasn't said what's going to happen. So before it was 喋ってないと焦る. If I don't speak, I'll get impatient. But here, 出ないと, but he doesn't say what will happen if he doesn't leave. So here is a very common way of using this grammar to show that the rest is kind of implied. You know what's going to happen, and so they just drop off what's going to happen and just say 出ないと. We have to do it, right? We have to get out of here. So the literal translation, we've got to get out of here fast. 早くここから出ねえとな.
早く行って脱出脱出
And so we're almost out of the Maker Reactor. Things are falling over and exploding everywhere. And Jesse falls over. And Cloud says, 立てるか? So 立てる means to stand or to get up. And so 立てるか means can you get up? Now in English translation, for some reason he said, can you walk? I guess it's to say, well, just because he's not really wanting her to stand up. He's wanting her to keep on going. So he's asking, can you walk? Are you okay? Do you need help? 立てるか?
助けてもらおうと思ってわざと転んでみたの
And so Jessie replies to Cloud and she says, I thought I'd try to fall on purpose to have you rescue me. So, 助けてもらおうと思ってわざと転んでみたの. So she's saying, 助けてもらおう. So we learnt this previously. Something てもらおう means to have someone do something for you, to receive something. And what is she receiving? 助ける, help. So 助けてもらおう. So I'm going to receive と思って I thought I was going to receive your help. わざと is on purpose. A very common expression, わざと. Now, the kanji that you can see there, very rare. However, if you want to know it, there it is. It's a rare kanji though. Usually it's without kanji and just わざと means on purpose. わざと転んでみたの. So 転ぶ means to fall over, right? To stumble, to fall over. 転んでみた means I tried to something. So this te miru means to try doing something. So 転んでみた, I tried to fall over. And then no is the feminine ending particle to kind of show emphasis. So if we put it all together, 助けてもらおうと思って I thought I would have you rescue me. わざと転んでみたの. I tried to fall on purpose. Now, the English translation is so different. they've really changed Jessie's personality. You can see it more and more the more she's talking. They actually really changed her personality in English. In the Japanese, she's softer and not so strong. In the English, she's really strong and really flirty and kind of demanding. And so here she says, if I couldn't believe me, you'd be the first to know. That's almost a threat, right? If I can't stand, oh, you know, right? It's like, oh, okay. Well, why are you so aggressive? Like, why are you... It's very, very different way of talking. In the Japanese here, she's now a little bit flirty, saying that, oh, I thought I'd fall on purpose and just have you rescue me. So it's very different how they're actually portraying her between the versions.
迫真の演技だったな。
And so Cloud says that it was a very realistic performance. So 迫真の演技だったな. Hakushin means really realistic, true to life. Hakushin no engi, a very realistic performance. Engi is performance or acting. And then datta na, so it was, huh? So it was a very realistic performance. Now, in the English translation, he says, I'll take that as a yes. So it's kind of that, you're very different, completely different kind of conversation here. In English, Jessie's being kind of bossy and not being direct with her answer, and then Cloud has to figure it out himself. Now in the Japanese instead, they're talking about this performance, and this is actually really important because this plays on Jessie's personality. Later in the game, you'll actually find out that she is actually an actor, and so, well, she was an actor. And so this is very important for character building to show this introduces the concept that she is interested in acting and she was trying to act to get Cloud's attention or to get him to save her. So it's very interesting how they've gone a different road. And here I do not agree with the English translation. They shouldn't have made Jessie kind of bossy in this way. They should have actually kept this more flirty acting style. It's much more playful and much more true to her character. Okay, so the grammar that we're looking at in this episode is naito. Now, naito means I have to, or I've got to do something. It's the most casual form of saying I must do something or have to do something. Now, as we progress through the series, you'll realize there's lots of different ways of saying have to or must to, and it can get more formal or more strict, but this is the most common and casual way of saying it. So you can definitely use it in your daily life. So if we have a look at how to conjugate this grammar, we have a verb in the nai form and then to. So here, denai to, deru, denai, denai to. A noun plus denai or janai to. So for example, you could have neko janai to dame. If it's not a cat, it's no good. So it must be a cat. Neko janai to dame. Then we can have a na adjective plus denai to or janai to, just like the nouns. The na adjectives and nouns often have the same rules. So you could say kirei, that's a na adjective. Kirei na, kirei ja nai to ikenai. Or kirei janai to, it's gotta be pretty, it's gotta be beautiful. Or you can use an e adjective. So e adjective, for example, utsukushi, that means beautiful. Utsukushi, you get rid of the last e and change it to a ku. So utsukushiku naito. So it has to be beautiful. Or oishii, so it means delicious. You get rid of the last e, so oishiku naito. Oishii, oishiku naito. So you get rid of that last e and then put naito. Means you have to do something or it must be. So it must be delicious. Oishiku naito ikenai. Or you can just get rid of ikenai and just say naito. So this is a really, really, really common way of showing that you must do something. If this doesn't happen, then something bad will probably occur next. So that shows how important it is and that it must be this way. So if we have a look at the examples, Barrett says that we have to get out of here fast. Koko kara deneto. So we need to get out of here. So denaito, deneto. He's making it even more casual and slang. Next, Jessie says shabete naito aseru. So she gives an example of what will happen if she doesn't talk. Shabete naito. What's going to happen? Aseru. She gets all impatient. And below we have another example that's not from the game, but it is a useful example, and it says mo kuraku natte kaeranai to. So it's already become dark, I have to go home. So here you can tell that it is a more casual conversation. You might not be talking to your boss, you might not be talking to a military leader or something. This would be just a casual conversation with your friends. However, this is not slang or anything. You can definitely use this in your daily life. It's a very common thing. Just, oh, I gotta do something, right? It's like gotta, right? You can use gotta with all kinds of different people. However, if you were speaking with someone in a very formal situation, you might try and avoid using gotta. It's very similar to that. Okay, so onto the review section for this episode. Now I've actually changed the format of how I do the review. Instead of having the screen with all of the words, I'm now doing it page by page. So how we separated each section in the analysis section, those same words will have an own page for itself. So hopefully this will let you focus more on the words and the context that they're from. So let's quickly go into it. So the first two we have is nigemichi, which means escape, a way of escape. Nigemichi, escape path. Kakuho, so this is to secure something. Kakuho. Zenryoku, so zenryoku, every or all power, with all of your might. Zenryoku. Modoru, so to return or to go back. Modoru. Daijoubu, so okay or alright. Daijoubu, are you okay? Daijoubu. Ukatsu, so careless or stupid. So Jessie, she carelessly got her leg trapped. Ukatsu, she said that to kind of show frustration. Ukatsu. Ashi, so ashi can be a foot or a leg. Ashi, hasamaru, so here is to get something caught or get trapped in between two things. So her leg was trapped or caught between the ground and the pillar. So ashi ga hasamaru, to get your leg trapped or caught between two things. Hasamaru. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Goryu. So goryu is to link up or connect. So here linking and connecting up with the groups. Goryu suru. Tanomu. So tanomu means to rely on someone or to entrust something to someone. And so Jessie o tanomdazo means I have entrusted Jessie to you. Tanomu. Hazu. So at the end of a sentence, to show that you believe something to be true, you think something is to be true, it should be true. Something hazu. Deguchi, so the exit. So you're lost in the underground labyrinth of the stations in Japan, you don't know how to get out, look for this kanji, deguchi, the exit. Noboru, so to climb up or to ascend, to go up, noboru. Ho, so ho could be a way or a method. Sono ho ga raku, that way is easier for me. Raku, so raku is to be comfortable or easy, a relief. Raku. Sokka, so, oh, is that so? Sokka. Dame, so no good. Dame. Shaberu, so to talk or to chat. Shaberu. Aseru, so to get all impatient, hurried, be in a fluster. Aseru. Saki ni, so go on ahead. Saki ni ike. Saki ni. Tobira, so the door. Tobira. Yusen, so priority or preference. So a very common word to show that something has priority. For example, if you go on a train in Japan and you see those priority seats, it will be yusen seki, priority seating. Yusen. Sama. So sama is a suffix used at the end of people's names to show respect. It's kind of like saying Mr. someone, being very respectful. However, Barrett is using it sarcastically to actually be disrespectful. So this is the same as san or chan. Sama is the respectful version. Isho, so together. Isho ni, isho, together. Aitsura, so aitsu, that guy. Aitsura, those guys. Aitsura, those guys. Hayaku, so quickly. Hayaku. Deru, so to go out, to exit. Deru. Naito, so the grammar that we've studied, must, I have to do something. Naito, tabenaito, I have to eat. Tateru, so to be able to stand, to get up. Tateru. Taskeru, so to save or to rescue someone. Taskeru. Wazato, on purpose. Wazato. Korobu, so to fall over, to stumble. Korobu. Te miru, so to try doing something. Tabete miru, to try to eat. Koronde miru, she tried to fall over. Hakushin, so a very realistic something. What was it? It was a performance. engi, hakushin no engi, a realistic performance. Okay, fantastic. That is the end of the review for this episode. Let's go on to the battle stage.
Zen力で戻れ。
足が挟まって。
おい、あそこで合流だ。JC を頼んだぞ。
ここ行けばバレットと合流できるはず。
黙って登れ。その方が楽だ。
ってダメ、喋ってないと焦る。
扉開けんのが優先だ。早くここから出ねえとな。
助けてもらおうと思ってわざと転んでみたもん。
迫真の演技だったな。
Congratulations, you have now finished episode 10 of Game Gengo. So now we have learnt 400 new words. So if we keep at this pace, we could potentially get somewhere to 9,000 new words by the end of this series. So we will definitely be covering a lot of language and hopefully be able to get people from even beginner level all the way to fluent. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. This is the end of chapter 1, and so now we're going to be going on to chapter 2 with the next episode. So we're now officially 1/18 of the way through the story, so we still got a lot more to go. Thank you everyone for all your support, especially a huge thanks to the Patreon supporters. It's been so wonderful having your guys' support and also getting to know you on Discord. It's been a fantastic experience, so thank you so much for all your support, and I hope you continue to enjoy this series. So thank you very much, everyone. I shall see you again in chapter 2.